I'm supposed to be mothing. I am not, because I have Shadoozy's bar song stuck in my head. So I'm hoping to do a video to talk about the friendly American Probole to get it out of my head, because I can't sleep because I keep hearing it. So let's try this. So I'm gonna info dump first, okay? And then I'm gonna do a second video kind of explaining the problem with this moth, or what I kind of, the elephant in the room when you're talking about it. So there's your moth. Common name is the friendly American Probole. And I'm gonna try not to say problem or probably, but that gets messed up with this moth and me all the time. The common name, it's either the American Probole, the friendly Probole, the dogwood Probole, and then a couple side names that go with the other problem that's going to be in video 2. The caterpillar is called the red-cheeked looper, and that's per Wagner. And a lot of this information is from Wagner. Also, it's from Dabrowski's moth phylogeny matrix. The name is Probole amicaria, and it's part Greek, part Latin, and it just means bony projection mimic. And it's really referencing that weird two shape on the forewing. So that's kind of the name. Historical data, the Hodges number is 6838. It was first identified and described by Schaffer in 1855, and the British Museum has the halotype or leptotype. Guinea and Schaffer both put them in separate genuses, but now the genus is Probole. There's 1, 2, 3 species, and depending on who you talk to, it is monotypic. However, they are all near Arctic, and they are only in America. They are highly dimorphic, and they are highly variable. So there is a lot of problems with IDing this moth, in the sense that it changes depending on the season, it changes depending local populations, and it changes based off supposed sexual dimorphism, but there's some issues with that. Like I said, this is a North American moth. It is mostly east, some west. There is some weird discrepancies with the Rockies and the plains. It would be considered a near Arctic, Holeo-Arctic species, with habitats being mixed wood to forest to shrubbery, ... Again, the other problem that I'm not going to reference here also has different populations in different locales outside of that. This is considered a multi-voltine, which means there's multiple broods per season. The on-the-fly season, or the winged flight season, is April to August. However, in the northern East Coast, it really is more May to June. We usually don't see very many after August. So you're thinking spring, summer, kind of. Lifespan is unknown. There is no documentation on how long these live. There is also no documentation on the number of instars. They overwinter as pupa, so we do know a little bit more of that. Oh, diet's such a pain in the ass. So the caterpillar in the north prefers dogwood. In the south, it's sourwood. It has been known on laurels, azaleas, and bunchberries. The adults do feed. And the one that I recently caught, I fed. So give or take, again, elephant in the room for the next series, there is some discrepancies on the diet. My favorite section. General morphological features of the adult moth. This is considered a macro moth, so we're talking 23 to 55 millimeters. Color, oh my god, color can go from eggshell white to tan to kind of reddish, to brown to chocolate brown. Okay, the normal spring morph is kind of a light to darker brown. However, the fall tends to shift more towards the red brown or brown brown. Okay, the red is really interesting, by the way, and the population that I am well known with or well documented with is a cream red dark brown variety, but I have seen it go from like red to red chestnut to eggshell white to cream. So there's an immense variety here. Interesting. Resting position. It's a traditional broad wing moth. So they have their forewings and their hind wings spread out, but they sit at a tilt. So their snout is up and the very top of the forewings is up. I'm going to put a picture here. Don't really think it gets it too well, but they sit up. Now, this stance is well known for the group of moths that consider their cystotaxa. The only difference is that their abdomen does not recurl up. It stays down, okay? So, weird stance. It really makes them stand out. They kind of have these folds that allow the wing to kind of kick up, okay? They are drawn to lights. They are primarily nocturnal. However, ... another asterisk, they are diurnal as well. So they've got weird stance, they've got weird fly times, and they've got a lot of variation in color. They can be drawn to light traps as well. Other issue is the sexual dimorphism is a little undefined. Based off the sources that I know and the people that I've reached out to, this is a pectate-bipectate difference. But that's something I'm hoping when I do catch male and female this season that I can kind of reference that and take pictures. So that's one of the more interesting things that isn't well spelled out. Couple other things about them. They have no ocelli, okay? But they do have chemosetia stomata. So they don't have ocelli, but they have the chemical one. Their label palpeas do point upwards or ascending, and they are tufted and short. There is no documentation on the von Roth organ or the Johnston's organ, so that's a bit iffy. Other side note is their tympanium is on the abdomen first section, so this is one of those moths that does have that functionality where they do hear and they are very sensitive to vibration. The venation is considered heteronumerous, and it's heteronumerous 1, okay, because they do have that weird humeral angle, okay? Okay, now I'm jumping to the other video.